What's up? How's it going? I got swords. What's up? Thanks for stopping in, man. No day. What's up, man? How's it going? Thanks for jumping in. So, the Build-a-thon continues. Technically, this is round 2. See how many builds I can get through tonight. It's been a long day for me already. I got the hat backwards now, and I'm still wearing a white t-shirt. That's the week. That's how the week's gone. So we're gonna start off with this build, which is a beautiful Intel i7 12700 KF. Probably only be able to stay on for one PC. No worries, man. I know I'm starting up late. Didn't really have a choice today. But we're going to be building an i7 12700KF with a Deep Cool LT720, the 360mm AIO. We are going to replace the 3 black fans with the 3 PWM addressable RGB fans here by Fantex. We can give it a little bit more RGB glow. My microphone seems to be far away. This for John? This is for John! This one's for John. This is John's build. We're gonna try it. We were trying to do it yesterday, but this guy didn't show up until the late wee hours, which we were waiting for. But it finally showed up. And we can thank the winter storm because it was supposed to show up on Saturday originally. So we now have all the parts so we can do the build. So I'm looking forward to getting this one built for John. But this is going to be going on an Asus Prime Z690 by Asus. It's got the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth also built into it, which was, I believe, a requirement when we were building this out. We're also going to be using DDR5 3200, Jesus, 6000 megahertz, 32 gigs of DDR5. And this is the Trident Z5 addressable RGB. So it's the fancy RGB RAM by G-Skill. We've got a 4TB M.2 Gen 4 by Crucial. It's a P3 Plus. We're gonna be doing we're gonna be building with the RTX 3070 by Asus. So it's gonna blend or aesthetically look great with this motherboard inside the case. We also have just an additional fan for the back of the case, which is another Fantex SK120. These are great fans, by the way. Hope John likes it. Don't know who he is, but I'm still excited for him. Well, thank you, Noob Sauce. A little bit of noob sauce and everything. And then we do have some power supply sleeve cables. He wanted a little bit of purple to add to the flavor. So we're going to throw some purple black sleeve cables in here. We also have our LGA 1700 bracket. This is by Thermalright. We do want to use that to make sure the contact of that CPU is very nice and evenly distributed for the cooler. And then the power supply itself is an 850 watt by Aris Gaming. It's an AGK 850, gold certified, fully modular. Hey, what's up, Mr. Duck? Thanks for stopping in, sir. We're just getting through the parts build out. But we're going to go ahead and get started and slide into this one as quickly as possible because we do have 4 other builds to get to. Hopefully tonight. Doubtful, but we'll see. The other builds are actually all pretty simple builds. So if I get through this one, which is probably the biggest, then I should be able to pound out at least 2, maybe 3 of those. We'll see. But it's been a busy week. A lot of stuff going on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get building. W4 builds. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be all night. I can't do that though. So we're gonna build as much as we can with the time that we have. That's the goal. Right. Let's get going. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our i7 12700KF. And we're also gonna need our LGA 1200 bracket by Thermalright for that. Would help if I maybe got my tools over here. Out of my little tool bin over here on the side. Gonna need all that. Do. Yeah, we'll see if we can get through 4 builds. These ones next to me are actually done and ready to go. They're all stacked up waiting. Then I had a last minute order for a case. So I have a bunch of H9 flows here, white, and those are really hard to find. So I've been having a lot of people hit me up asking me if they can order them, but I actually have them for builds here. So I caved and gave somebody one, or didn't give, but sold one, and it wasn't a great price either, because I didn't get them for a great price, but I needed them here because a lot of people want them. Alright, so that's CPU's dropped into the socket here. And we're going to go ahead and get our LGA bracket on here by removing the stock LGA screws. Get our fancy LGA 1700 bracket. So pretty. I'm gonna slap that bad boy right here. A little bit of a tight fit. Gonna reuse the same screws. And again, if anybody's wondering what this is all about, Gamers Nexus actually did a really good video on this. But it helps level out the contact of the CPU to the cooler, because it's such a big CPU. A lot of ground to cover there. Really the important piece is just putting the even amount of force on it. We're just going to do like counterclockwise, clockwise spins on these screws until we get them snugged. Don't worry, I always ship this wrench with it, so you can always move this plate if you ever wanted to up. So if I do one of these, the wrench goes with it. You can always upgrade your CPU later. You won't need to go find a tool. It will be with your PC. There we are. One LGA socket ready to go. LGA 1700 with an i7 12700KF on there. Go ahead and get this RAM popped in that slot. And then we'll get this 4 terabyte M.2 drive in here. Gen 4. But the RAM we're building with is the Trident Z5. Trident Z5 RGB, so it's DDR5. Hoping I remembered to purchase the DDR5 motherboard. It's DDR5, don't worry. It also shows there. Pop it in that slot. Oh, I will. If I can get the package open, Jesus. There we are. And now we'll get the SSD installed. Then we're going to grab the cooler mount and make sure that back plate's on there ready to go. Come on. Open up. All I want is the M.2 screw from your bag. Alright, so there we go. We got our solid state drive and our M.2, or I'm sorry, our M.2 SSD and our RAM and our CPU installed. Gotta finish by putting this heat spreader on there. Then we'll get that back plate for the cooler out. Slap that on there. That way we don't have to deal with it when we throw it in the case. Throw some of this crap out of here. Don't need that. Not going to use these. We need this thing. When the brackets start fighting back, that's when you know you should quit. And there we go. Got our back plate ready to go. Motherboard's ready to go in the case. We'll get that out. The case we're building in is a Fantex G360A. So it's a little bit smaller than the G500A, but it still supports a 360 millimeter radiator on the top of the case. So it's very similar to what we built in the last stream, just the smaller brother version of it. LOL, never give up, never surrender. Yeah, right. Don't worry, I'm like, what's his name on Braveheart? He'll die screaming freedom. William Wallace. Freedom! You don't get a fancy toolkit like the other one. Sorry. Or accessories kit. But it's still a really nice case. This time we have a back plate to deal with, so let's go ahead and get that unwrapped here and slapped in there. Back plate. We got all our mounting points, our studs. We got all our studs. Alright, so we got a few screws to screw down here. You're a stud. Nah. I got dad bod. How about that dad bod, though? I did manage to go get a haircut. And I didn't miss my appointment this time. Did I tell you guys about that? I went to go get a haircut, and I had an appointment and everything. Jeez, I needed it. And I missed my appointment. Showed up late, and they're like, yeah, we're going to close in like 20 minutes, so we can't fit you in. Hey, man, dad bods are in now. Dad bods are in now. It's the new thing. Dad bods. New style. It's alright. Voila! The motherboard is mounted, yeah? Now we're going to go ahead and probably tackle this cooler. But before we tackle that cooler, actually, I want to make sure we get everything up here plugged in. Because remember with the G500A how tight it was. Hey, Martin. P-Man, SU. Sup? Sup, man. I think that... What? That was really confusing. Hold on, I had to go reboot. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Sup, Scotty? And go reboot. So, unlike the G500A, the G360A is a little bit shorter. So there's less room here. So we definitely want to try to get everything up here plugged in for sure 100%. Because you all know my fat fingers are not going to fit there. Why the Asus Z7900, the Z790 Maximus Extreme so rare? Because it's another unicorn. You know my opinion on unicorns. I hate unicorns. They're so hard to get. Like, if you look over here, I've got, well, 4 now. H9 Flows by NZXT, all in white. Because they're unicorns! So I have to order, like, when they're in stock, I have to order a bunch of them and have a crap ton of them over here. And they take up real estate. They're big cases. But it's because they're unicorns. But I have them here so I can build in them when people ask me to. So I may not even sell them. Maybe I'll just hold on to them. Maybe it'll turn into the half Cooler Master half case. You know? Turn into this rare beast. Huh. So, which one's which? Words today. Are you saying my words? I'm trying to catch a pic of that unicorn. Dude, you never find it. I actually posted a video way back when, you know, RTX 3080s were really hard to get. I had a whole bunch of empty boxes of these reference cards after I built with them. So I made this, like, safari picture, finding a rare sighting of, like, a herd of 3080s. That was a long time ago. Might be on my Facebook page still. It was quite funny. It was making fun of the fact that you couldn't find any anywhere. That was the whole point of the video, is to make fun of it. Situation anyway. It sucked, but I can attest to that. There is only one unicorn den with a single unicorn in it in the Hogwarts Legacy. Oh, freaking annoying trying to get shiny unicorn in this game. Yeah. I actually have not even gotten to play that game yet. Believe it or not. Alright, dude. Guess we gotta take you apart to make the fit in the hole. Fantex. Cut your holes a little bigger, would you? Because this wasn't gonna fit. And that's stupid. Point over. So our pump is there. The only other thing we need is one more cable from the CPU, or from the power supply for the CPU EPS connection, because it's a extra 4-pin that we don't have for in purple and black. I actually might have a purple, but it's going to be totally the wrong color. EPS? Nope. Aha. Found you. You sneaky dog, you trying to sneak away from me? Gotcha. Trying to blend in and stay hidden. Not in this house. I thought this had 2. Might have done math wrong, guys. Nobody saw that. Screw that. No, I'm not struggling to plug something in. How that goes. All right. Looks good. Let's move on to the radiator and stop digging around with this stuff. this is going to be mounted like so. So we need the fan cables on this side. Right? This side I said? Yes. So this cooler is another unicorn, by the way. I was actually just on the phone with a couple of suppliers for Deep Cool. Vendors. Such as MA Labs and whatnot earlier today. Trying to track these things down. These things. And they're very difficult to get. Now I gotta start ordering a couple at a time. Just to have on hand if I want to keep building with them. Because they're almost impossible to order on demand. Unless you want to wait like 3 weeks for them. Now you can do, but sucks. Yep. Sorry, I had to process what I was doing there. You know that old PC sound when you fire up the old Google Chrome on an old PC and it goes about the, that's what my brain, that's the sound my brain makes these days. Right. Get our little rubber bushing washer things on the fans. That's going to help with dampening any type of vibration when these fans spin up to full speed, maximum power. Then they won't vibrate, make any type of like crazy vibration noises. Won't sound like somebody's running a I'll leave that part out. Just saying. You know, keep it nice and quiet. Back massager, that's what I was thinking of. Right, guys? Those things look like something else, by the way. Do-do-do-do-do. Alright, so just a couple more screws here and we can throw this bad boy in the case. Then watch me struggle with getting all these cables through the holes while I'm trying to throw it in the case. Don't worry, I won't throw it. Actually. Thought about it, but... Agent Smith, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Sir, it's going pretty well. We're just kind of building here tonight. Trying to get through... Hey! Yeet! Trying to get through a couple of these builds, you know. how far I get before I lose it and rage quit. These twist ties, though. Twist ties. There's 6 twist ties right here. You guys always wonder why PC builders lose their mind, or you know, they just check out. It's because of the twist ties. The twist ties and Corsair fans. That's why PC builders check out. Alright, so let's try to make this work. It's tight. I'm gonna be smart here and shove all the longer cables, because these cables are not all the same lengths. I'm gonna put them through the hole first, because they're longer. Then I'm going to take the shorter cable and do those ones next. High IQ play right here. Until you somehow mess it up. Like, what is going on? There we go. Going to require 2 fingers. Got any good deal going on right now? Yes, so on the website, probably the best deal. Hold on, I gotta unscrew something. Too tight to fit in the hole. The best deal we have going right now is that Ryzen 9 7900X and the 32 gigs DDR5 2 terabyte Gen 4 M.2 RTX 4070 Ti build. That is the deal of the day right now. That one's like $26.70, I think. If you do your own twist ties, I'll take $20 off. Although I don't think that build has very many. I got it in the hole, Ben. Jeez. I have no idea what you're talking about. Mr. Duck. Don't laugh at that. Gotta get it in the hole. For some reason, Pentex decided to make this hole super small. Where I want to put the cables. I could put it in a different spot, but I really wanted them here. You see? And when Ben has an idea, it doesn't just go away. It has to happen. Don't fight it. Just go with it. Always blaming the hole. What, you think my fingers are too big? I mean, that would be more like a compliment than anything. Give me that. My ego will explode. Hey, why are you whooping at me? Uh-oh. This did say it fit a 360mm AIO, right? I know this case does. What the hell? Ah, the cables. Get out of my way. Making me look stupid live. This cooler is a little bit of a bigger cooler than your standard AIO cooler. Slightly. It's just running into this, like, is that a fan screw? It's a fan screw going through the fan, sticking out. Started. But it fits. It's tight, though. We'll admit that. I'm probably supposed to have the tubes going the other way. This case, it already seems like, but... And this cooler probably wasn't the best, but it's big, and it will keep the CPU nice and cool. A little bit of a tight fit, that's all. All good. All good. Just needed a little bit of encouragement, that's all. But the whole reason why it's named a E328 is because it can fit a 360mm reader at the top. Don't need full build, just need some new parts. Oh, okay. I can make some recommendations on where to get some cool parts. You ever get that case? I think you were looking for a case. And a cooler. If I remember correctly. I don't think we're going to get a fan back here. Not with how tight that is. The biggest problem was I was trying to keep this out when it should have just been tucked in. That's why I made it so difficult to get this thing in. Oh my gosh. So there we go. We got it mounted. I'm just worried we're not going to get a rear... I mean, it doesn't really need the rear fan because we got all this exhaust anyway. Not the end of the world. It's just I have it here. I'm trying to fit it in. I'll try. Give it a good old go. The old college guy. Always blaming the hole. This motherboard needs to come back in stock. Oh, the Z9, the Maximus Hero, Z790. Yeah, I know. I can look around and see if I can find it for you. No, haven't gotten those yet. Thinking new motherboard that will work with the i900K, new case and cooler. I would just avoid that platform altogether, man. The i9 900K is good CPU, but just as an example, it's only limited to support up to a 2080 Ti, maybe. Everything else after that, it's a bottleneck now. Ah! Didn't think of this. This is why I don't build in small, tight cases. We're never going to get that in there. This fan is not going to fit. It's not going to happen. Basically, it's because of the cooler being so far down because of the thickness of the radiator, which is, I think, 30 millimeter versus a standard 25. It's now in the way of that fan, which I didn't do my math right there. So we're short one fan, but I mean, the airflow is perfectly fine. Honestly, doesn't need the rear fan. Would be cool, but it's not going to fit. Dang it. Ow. Damn, that boom just smacked the shit out of me. Can't afford the CPU yet. No, I hear you, but buying a new motherboard right now for the i9 900K would be like you're upgrading from used wheels to used wheels. It just doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't even bother with the new motherboard for the i900K for that platform. I would just stick with what you got until you have the money to just upgrade the platform. At that point, if you're going to throw any money at a motherboard, it should be at a new platform. Should not be at that platform. That's just it. That's all. I'm not saying you need to cough up money right now. I'm just saying don't even bother with it. I wouldn't. I'd avoid it and wait. Nice. Nice. Really love the magnetic feature on this thing, by the way. This block is at least down where the screws are magnetic, so once you put the brackets on here and your screws, they just slap it. They just literally just slap in. Don't have to do anything. I would like to try to get these hoses downwards. If it'll allow it. Oh my gosh, it's naked! Uh, 17 or AMD 7? What? i7 or AMD 7? This is what's in here. This is a Intel i7 12700KF. You want a 7900X 3D. I just want a new PC. I hear you, man. I actually want to get my hands on one of those and play with it. Although, some disappointing news from Jay's 2 cents about how his died. His brand new thingamabopper CPU died. At least that's what I saw in the headings. I actually haven't watched the video yet. Very interested, though, to hear and learn more about what happened. Get in there. He wants to see you. That one around there, huh? Notice? Alright, guys. Well, I think the cooler is done. Go ahead and get some of these cables plugged in. Jeez. Whoa. Which one is better, the i7 or the AMD 7? I think the AMD is the winner right now. Especially if you get the 3DX or the X3D. That one will take the trophy every time. But he posted that he fixed it and a new video will be out tomorrow. Okay. They're both great CPUs. Yeah, they're both great, but I think AMD draws less wattage and runs cooler. Yeah, I agree with that. At least that's what I've heard. It's actually true. The Intel CPUs are drawing more power, therefore creating more heat. They run hotter. And it used to be the other way around. Haven't tested it yourself. I typically go for AMD for the future proofing and upgradability. Yes, so you don't have to upgrade your motherboard every 2 CPUs. Night. Love you.
Me too.
Kiddo's going to bed. It's up to me now. And good night. Tell her we said hi. We'll mention it. Ah! Getting these front panel connections plugged in here. We got our HD audio, power button, USB 3, addressable RGB for the case. That's all plugged in. And then also our little splitter doodle for our front fans. Splitter doodle. 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 There we go. That's all done. boy. Won't have to deal with that later. Guess it's time to slap the graphics card in here and deal with some cables and slap a power supply in here and call it a day. Except we have more builds to do, so might not be calling it a day. Oops. Fields! I love peels. I think I got all of them. I mean, aesthetically, this thing is looking pretty badass with the little silver look to it. Black and the purple. When these purple cables go in here, it's going to look even more badass. You can see you can see the theme that I was going with, right? I was putting this bad boy together in my head. The theme. Was that the wife? No, that was my 10-year-old daughter, dude. I didn't even see that line until now. That was the little miss. One of them. You're finishing this tonight. You bet your bottom dollar I will. I'm also going to be trying to do a couple more. We're going until I drop. We're going to go until the bodies hit the floor. Whenever that may be. I am pretty tired. Trying to do earlier streams, it's just tough balancing everything right now. Good vibing song. Good vibing song. John's a friend of yours. I referred you to him. He's going to be so... Hit the PC. I'll come pick up with him. We've met already with my other friend. Oh, nice, man. Thank you for... I appreciate the recommendation. Very much so, sir. And come on by. That's my favorite part, is when people see their PC for the first time. Like, in person. It's a little different in person than seeing it on video. Even though it's still badass to see it on stream being built live. Come to life. No. That is one of my favorite parts of the job. Seeing people's reactions. If he just walks in and he's like, oh, it's cool, then I'm pretty butthurt. Just kidding. Uh-oh. What is going here? Jesus. Knock, knock. Ben is a solid dude, man. It was awesome to meet up with him. Aw. Making me blush. Oh, you're coming over again. You got builds to do, bruh. Here, come over and build. One of these days. I'm gonna get one of those folding lawn chairs. Flap it right over there. I'm gonna crack a beer. No, I'm just kidding. And then have you do all the work. I have plans for you, sir. I don't think I could ever stop building or working. Even if I won the lotto, I was just talking to somebody about that just the other day. Even if I won the lotto, I would lose my mind if I stopped working. I'm just the working type. I like to be busy. Sometimes I put myself in such a hole of work. People wonder why. I wonder if I'm crazy. The answer to that question is yes, I'm crazy. But I just love it. You do gotta love it. Build till I drop a thon. Yeah. See how many builds you can manage. I know you said you love building. I think my dog's eating a leaf behind me. He's special. Max. Really? You're eating a leaf. You're one special dog. Come on, bud. And then you might wonder, why is there a leaf in your house? Oh, you know. We do that thing. We just do that type of thing, you know? We like leaves in the house, and why not? It was actually because we had a couple of very large shipments show up. So the door was just open and package was just getting dumped in here. And it got tracked in, that's all. I haven't had time to vacuum since earlier today. Okay, guys, look at that. That looks pretty badass, doesn't it? Get a power supply in here. Stop dancing, man, and get a power supply. People are waiting to see this thing post so they can go to bed. Wait until 9 o'clock to start the stream. Eastern time. Getting tips from a pro. I like the theme. Yeah. Well, I didn't pick out the theme. It was definitely John who picked it out. He was trying to go for a painted case, but the budget wasn't going to allow it. I convinced him to put the budget more towards the performance rather than going on the aesthetics. So we threw in a hint of purple with the cables, so we could get, you know, some of that look he was looking for. But originally we wanted to go with a painted case and all sorts of cool stuff, but we just got too high on the budget. So I was like, look, let's go for performance. That's where we agreed. And this is what we came out with. Solid build. A great platform to start out on. Very upgradable. So it's future proof. Got good aesthetics, no matter what. Got a hint of the color he wanted in there. And overall, I am super happy with this build. Not screw that. This. That makes more sense. Yep. Now I'm just talking to myself over here on this side of the house. My wife comes down. Are you streaming? I'm like, yep, just talking to myself. Although that probably wouldn't surprise her too much. That's an i7, correct? Yes. It's a i7 12700KF. Yes, sir. It's the i7. Oh, Jesus. We're getting jazzy up in here. By the way, it's an RTX 3070 in here that we put in. For those of you who didn't hear earlier. LOL, it's when you start answering yourself. That's when you need to worry about it. I do answer myself, though, Betty. I do. I will have full-blown conversations with myself. Sometimes. Could I be worried? Nah. Yeah, I just answered myself. Alright, so we want all of this stuff just there, right? Alright, get this done. Cable management, then we fire this bad boy up and see what it looks like finally. Introducing introducing cable management. That's about right. Yeah, I just went into like full focus mode there. Sorry, guys. I was like, haha, focus on this. Zoned out. Kind of, really bad when I'm doing that while I'm driving, though. Hey, if you guys did as much cable management as I did, you'd probably be as crazy as I am. You would understand. Retro gamer time. Any retro gamer out there? Who's fighting me? Ah! Almost there. We're on the home stretch. What do you think? Is that pretty clean or what? Looking good. Doo-doo. Just gonna clean up some of these screws here. We are trying to go into another build as well. What are we at? 1 hour 30 minutes? Not bad. Not bad, Jose. Not bad. Then we'll plug it in and fire it up. I think there's a fingerprint on my lens, I just noticed. Might be why it's been struggling with the focusing. Focusing. Y'all ready for this? I actually forgot to peel this. Oops. Bad Ben. Much better. That looks fire, Ben. Great job. John! Hey, what's the name of... what's the name on this order? This is John. Looks so clean. This is John's build. Skill story? Is skill story John? Thank you so much, man. Man, this is awesome. Is this you, John? JP? Nice. Hey, I'm glad you stopped in to see it. We got it built. The lights kind of don't really show the purple in the cables, but here, let me see if I can zoom in. Let's get a zoom in. Nice close-up. And then let's focus. We got some purple and black through the cables here. Just like you were looking for, so threw a hint of purple in there. It went well with the theme. And then the rest of it's kind of silver. We should be able to adjust all that RGB to purple if you wanted to. Congratulations, John. Congrats, man. Your new build. It's BA. Not my initials. Well, cool. Hey, Ruby, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping in and checking it out. Adam Dennis, thanks for that like over on the Facebook side, sir. 22 minutes late. I apologize. I was focused on that cable management. I bet you all are wondering if we have a post. We've got a post! So it is DDR5, and it is Intel. Intel plus DDR5 means long training times. So, had to wait for a minute there, but we got through it. So what do you think? Should we do another one? Should we do another build? Fire. I think the next build we could probably do in 45 minutes or less. If I do another build, I have to go get a Coke. I'm feeling it. You guys want to do another build? Your guys' call. You guys are watching. You want me to do another build? I'll do another build. If not, I'm going to shut this thing down. If you're awake enough, I think you should. Oh. What, are you trying to make this a sweat factory or something? You got this? Oh, thanks. All right, let's do another build then. All right, John, I'm going to set yours aside, and we will get it back on the bench here probably tomorrow to finish up the software side of things. So hopefully we have it ready to go either late Wednesday or definitely by Thursday. Shutting down the battle station. There's my hairy arm. Nice close-up of it. All right, so next up on the list. We're going to switch to AMD. Good night, chat. Thank you, I got swords. Have a good night, sir. Congratulations again, John. Hope you have a great rest of your stream. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, sir. Thanks for hanging out for the stream. Sounds perfect, bro. Unfortunately, I'm headed out because you got to go to bed. Yeah, me too. Me too. Not yet, though. I'm going to do one more. All right, so this build, we are going to be doing a Ryzen 5 3600 on a B450M. This is the DS3H Wi-Fi. Let me switch to a top-down view so you can see what I'm looking at. Then we have 16 gigabytes of silicone power RAM. This is 3200 megahertz, two 8 gig sticks. We got a silicone power, 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe. This is Gen 3. And we've also got our, like I said, AMD Ryzen 5 3600 processor with a white cooler going into a white case, which is a LandCool 205 mesh, 205M mesh. It's a micro ATX case. It is white, going on this board, and we are building with an RTX 3050 by Zotac. So, nice little build. This is a kiddo's first build, I believe. First gaming PC. Then we have a 500 watt power supply that we're working with. So, not a whole lot to the system, but enough to give it a play pretty much any game in 1080p today. Thank you, George. I've been looking forward to this for so long now. Well, man, it's done. Minus the software side, but it's there. We're making progress. We're going to get through this build very quickly, I think. There's not a ton to the build, so we're going to blow through this pretty quickly. There's our Ryzen 5 3600. Can't see it with all that light reflecting. Starting over again, clamping this Ryzen 5 3600 into this AM4 socket. Somebody hit the reset switch over here. I'm also trying to crush boxes as I go. It hurts my soul to crush boxes, but you guys knew how many boxes I have to get rid of? Do you stream all of your builds? No, I don't, actually. Sometimes I have so many builds like right now that I can't stream all of them. It's just not possible. I just cannot do it. But most people ask me to stream them, so I try to do as many as I can. I wish I could do them all, but I'd be literally on the stream 24/7. You know, it's just that would be exhausting. Not that you guys, you know, I love streaming and talking about all this stuff while I'm going through it. It's just sometimes I need to just focus and get it done. So, no, I don't do all of them. I think the red ones are AMD. Component list. Das sprechen Sie Deutsch? Smooth red color are the AM4. These ones. But yeah, you know, if I could, I would totally stream all of them. It's just, sometimes there's just so many, it's not possible. This one, actually, they didn't even bother. They didn't even ask me to stream it. I'm just doing it because it was the next one that I had to get done. But the next 3 over there, I do have to stream 4. I have 4 other, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 I have to stream. So I've got 5 more builds back there that I do for sure have to stream, because I told them I would. I don't plan on breaking any promises. Got a white power air cooler to go with the white theme that we're trying to stick with here. This was also a very tight budget build. When I say tight, what were we at? $729.99 for the build. And it will play anything in 1080p. Might even be able to dabble in 1440p. And the 1TB M.2 SSD can hold Warzone. Quite a few wins there. Now, compared to the $630 build, this has got a better graphics card in it, at least for sure. But it goes to show you what, you know, $100 can do for your build. Stretch $100 a little bit. Alright, so we got our cooler mounted on our Ryzen 5 3600. Go ahead and get this RAM and the SSD in there. Nice and pretty. That's a nice build for that price, especially for your first gaming PC. Exactly. I mean, there's literally nothing they'll be able to... They won't run into a limitation on this PC. I mean, they'll be able to play any game they want on here. Especially in 1080p. Very nice, well-balanced PC. Has some upgrade options you can work with. I wish we would have had, $50 more. The idea was I could have gone with an RX 6600, gone with like a B550 motherboard, or we put that towards the graphics card. They're really the type of people, because I know them, this is actually their second PC, where they buy the PC and then they run it for a few years, and then they just buy a new PC. They don't really do the upgrade path very much. I already know the customer pretty well. This is upgradable, but it would have been better to just go with a B550 and have more upgrade room instead of the RX 3050. So instead, I went with the RX 3050 and downsized the motherboard a little bit. So I know for sure it'll get a good, solid couple of years, or 3 or 4 years with the build, staying in the game. My first gaming PC was 20 years ago. Oh, damn. I don't remember what was in it now, but it wasn't anywhere near that. Oh, no. Gosh, no, 20 years ago, you would have been looking at like a, I don't even think socket A was around 20 years ago. It would have been a socket, like a Pentium 3, probably. Or even less than that, a Pentium 2. Right? Am I that old? But my first CPU, one of my first, was a socket, or it was a K7, I think. AMD. 250 something megahertz. 200 or so megahertz. Had the old-fashioned little teeny tiny cooler on it that was about yay thick. Thermal paste was god awful. Alright, so we got our M.2 drive in there, our RAM and our CPU with our CPU cooler, and we got our cables tied up nice and neat. So it's ready to jump in the case there and go. And again, we're going to be working with a LAN-Cool 205M mesh in white. It has an included two 140 millimeter fans on the front, but probably the top budget case outside of the Montech Air 100, which was not in stock in white. I would have gone with that one. They had to have it in white. Oh. So we went with white. It ran Windows XP, I remember that much. Okay, so it must have been like probably socket A, AMD, or Intel Pentium era, which was Pentium like 3, Pentium 4 era. That's about when XP was coming out. So it was probably something in that range, I would assume. budget cases. Gotta route your own cables. And it was still dial-up internet. Yeah, it was definitely something like that then. It was probably socket A, AMD. That was my second PC. I went with socket A, AMD. I had an AMD Duron 1600. That was about 1 gigahertz or 1.2 or 1.3 gigahertz. I overclocked it all the way to 1.6, so I had I was balling with that thing. At least I thought I was. Then somebody showed me what a Pentium 4 was with a hyper-threading technology, and I was like, huh. knew I'd done fucked up. That hyper-threading was fast. Drop my screwdrivers. Alright. So we pretty much got our cables where we want them. Now we just got to slap our motherboard in here. Like I said, it's going to be a fairly quick build. We're going to probably blow through this pretty quick. It's going to come together really quick. We got a stud in the wrong place. Got to sort this stud out. But you should always look at your studs. Make sure they're all in the right places. This one actually has a nice fancy little toolkit or accessories kit. Kind of cool. It's cute. Yeah, I remember the days of dial-up. I used to play Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, and dial-up, and then Call of Duty, the very first Call of Duty on dial-up. I remember those days. That was a long time ago. I was also known as the DK King. DK. The DUK. That's what it was. Then we started a clan called the DUK. And people just started calling us ducks. I don't know. The name stuck. Because we were dial-up kings. We were kicking broadband players' butts with dial-up. But of course that was because we were just kind of like moonwalking across the map, and when they first see it, you know, they're kind of freaked out like, what the hell's going on? You just take advantage of their shock and, you know, wipe them. So I remember those days of dial-up. The days of 300 plus ping. And kids complain when they have 50 ping. These days. We played with 300 ping. Oh, my ping. Getting lag. You try playing with 300 ping and you'll never complain about 500 or 50 ping ever again. Them were the good old days. Back in my day, we had 300 ping. And we still kicked those kids' butts. Right? Nope. Alright, I need a PWM splitter. Do I have one sitting over here? Thought I do. I know I did. Pretty sure I did. Do I have a better one? I was pretty sure I had a better one. Usually when I say that I find it, but not today. Huh. Well. Alright then. We'll go with it. We don't have another PWM fan header, do we? Guess that's my only complaint with this motherboard. It doesn't have a lot of PWM fan options. You know what? I really don't like this. I gotta go see if there's another splitter. Pretty sure I have a couple of them over here. That one's just too many. That one's like a 5 splitter. I only need 2 or 3. With this one. A little bit better fit for the build. There we go. Now we just need to slap this GPU in here. Looking pretty cool. Get that power supply going. How about that? We do some quick cable management and move on with the night. It is kind of a tight fit with this tower air cooler. Thankfully, we don't have any ceiling fans right now. So it's not too bad. Almost there. Just gotta get this zip tied up a little bit. A little bit of zip tie cable management here, and we'll flip this bad boy around and fire it up. See what she looks like. Call it a boy and a she in the same few seconds there. That was strange. There. All right, back panel time. All right, let's plug it in and fire it up. How about that? You ready to see this? Let's do it. Gonna glow orange because of the Gigabyte default colors from the motherboard, which is the Gigabyte orange, the Aurorus orange. But there we go. We got the white build done. And we did it within about 45 minutes, just like I said. We could probably help the and we do have a post. We got posted and everything. So we're golden. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call it a night here. We got 2 builds done tonight. We had John P's. And we'll say Mr. V's. But both of these are done. Ready to go. Not ready to go. I actually have software to do still on them, such as Windows and then the battle tested phase. Then we gotta do a bunch of other stuff to it. So there's still a bunch of stuff to it that we still have to do. But we got them built. We got them booting, posting. We're ready to go. Ready to go for the night. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out, chilling while we streamed and built. I appreciate all of you. Should have another stream coming up here in the next day or two. We're going to get these couple done and out the door, and then we'll move on to the next couple. But try to start the stream a little earlier next stream, so definitely keep a lookout for that. As always, have a good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
No stress,